Welcome, gun runner.
Hey everybody, Q&A the Laird here, and I'm back with another video for you, and something a little bit different, although I have done something like this before in the past, a long time ago. So yeah, what it is we're going to be looking at is just basically a load of Space Invaders merchandise that I've acquired over the years. I did one of these before that looked at Pac-Man merchandise. You may remember, if you've been watching my channel for a long time, and we looked at lots of different cool Pac-Man related goodies that I have, and actually I have more than enough probably to do another video on that, so I might do that at some point, because I have tons more stuff now that wasn't in that original video. So actually we might come back to that subject, because people seem to quite like that video. But there we go. Yeah, but today we're looking at Space Invaders. And one of the things that prompted this was actually the Space Invaders light that you can see over there, which I did post about on my community tab on the channel quite recently, and a lot of people thought it was very cool, wanted to see a little bit more. So yeah, I've got that in this video. And there's one thing I couldn't find, annoyingly. I had a Space Invaders mouse mat, which I used to use, but now I have a Pac-Man one, which is one of the things I was going to feature in another Pac-Man video. But for the life of me, I cannot find the Space Invaders mouse mat, which is really annoying because it's really cool. And I've looked everywhere and I don't know where else to look. But we'll look at the stuff I do have. Lots of odd bits and pieces. And I have stuck a Atari 2600 Space Invaders in the background. Because you have to, really, don't you? When I think of Space Invaders, it's probably one of the first things I think of is the amazing Atari 2600 version, the first third-party arcade conversion to the 2600, as in it was licensed. It was a non-Atari arcade game. All the arcade ports of the 2600 before that had been Atari conversions. This, of course, was a conversion of a Taito game, and it was incredibly good with its 112 game variations. In many ways better than the arcade, because it had all these different variations of the game that you could play, and it caused this was the game really that caused the 2600 to become the massive success story that it became, because it sold in millions, rightly so. So there we go. I'll put that back in the background, but I just wanted to stick that in because I just thought, when you think of Space Invaders, you think of the 2600 game. Okay, so let's have a look at some of these goodies. I'll do this one first because I've had these for years. Basically, I've got a set of Space Invaders pens, as you can see. There, if the camera will focus on it properly. This is a blue one, which is probably my favourite one. There's also a yellow one and a green one, if I remember rightly. I think it was a pack of 3. But yeah, they've lasted absolutely years. I don't know how these pens have lasted so long. But yeah, they're pretty cool. I mean, it's just a normal pen, just with Space Invaders branding on one side. They were an official product, but I've long since lost the packet that they came in. So there's something to start with. And I'll do this because, annoyingly, this is a Space Invaders heat changing mug. But I've been planning to do this video for some time and had this to one side, and my son knocked it off the worktop and smashed it to pieces. Which is really annoying, so I can't actually show you the mug now. I can only show you the box that it came in, which is really bloody annoying, because it was a really awesome mug. As you can see, it's blank when it's cold, and then when it gets hot, all the Space Invaders come up on the screen, which is really good. Again, an official product. I can't remember where we got this, actually. I think it was B&M. I'm pretty sure it was B&M, actually, thinking about it. And I'm going to open this up because I did shove something else inside it that I wanted to show you. Because it's something quite weird that I don't really get, but there we go. Because you see, some time ago, about 2.5 years ago or something, I was on a brief little holiday in Hastings, one of my favourite seaside resorts of the UK. And you know those penny pusher machines that have the 2p's in? You get all sorts of prizes from them. I actually mentioned this in my Pac-Man video that I did, that I had all these Pac-Man cards and stuff that I won from that machine, because it was just basically loaded with retro gaming related stuff, nearly all Pac-Man stuff. I showed some really cool stuff that I won in that video. I'll link that video in the description actually, for those who haven't seen it, if you do want to see it. But amongst all the Pac-Man related goodies in the Pac-Man penny pusher was these weird Space Invaders things. And as you can see, they've got like a Space Invader with what looks like a clock on it. But, believe it or not, they're made out of wood. They're painted wood. And they're really solid and heavy, not even cheap wood. They're just so strange. And I've got them in 4 colours. That's like an orangey coloured one. 1021 is the time on all of them. I don't know what the relevance is of 1021. If any of you can decipher what the relevance of 1021 is, please let me know. But I don't know why you'd paint a clock on the bottom of them like that. Green one, and then of course the actual red one. But yeah, really strange thing. I mean, I won all 4 colours that they had, but I don't know why really, because they're pretty useless and pretty strange. They're just lumps of painted wood. They certainly don't seem to be official in any regards. They weren't in a packet or anything. It literally just came like that, and you can actually see on the sides where they're all chipped, because the coins knocking against them, obviously, and the thing started chipping the paint off. Yeah, really bizarre little thing, but I hung on to them purely because I knew I'd probably do a video like this at some point. Okay, so next up, I've got these, which were given to me in an event. In the UK, they were running this campaign to get people to not tailgate people, basically. And they even did TV adverts, and they showed them in the cinema adverts and stuff like that. And stickers you could put on your car: don't be a Space Invader, stay back. This is one such sticker. There's long stickers as well, like bumper stickers, but I don't have those, weirdly. But I've got these ones, which are really cool. And it was done with official permission from Taito. If my camera will focus, there we go. So it's got it down the bottom, which is really quite a cool idea. And when I first saw the adverts on TV that shows a Space Invader chasing your car with the noise, I thought, wow, that's really awesome. What a great idea. So I've got a couple of those. But I say, I went to an event in London, and they were giving people goodie bags. And these were in the goodie bags, along with lots of other rubbish, but I hung on to these because they're quite cool. And there it's got about the campaign, an actual leaflet, as you can see, all about it. It came with the 2 stickers. I guess I think most people have 2 cars, and they want one for each car, but there we go. Quite cool, I thought, anyway. I've never done anything with the stickers. I certainly don't want to stick them to my car. Okay, this I have reviewed on the channel in a separate video, but I want to stick it there anyway, which is the Legends Flashback Blast Space Invaders Edition. Also has other stuff on it, like Burger Time, as it says there. I'll link that in the description as well for anyone who wants to check that out. I'll put some various links to different Space Invaders related videos that I've done, because there's a few actually in the comments, not in the comments, in the description even. I'll do that. So you can see there are 12 built-in games. There we go. That's that. But I won't go into that because I say I've actually done a separate video on that. Last but not least, though, we do have the Space Invaders light, which I did want to show you because it's by far the coolest thing. It's the main reason I'm doing this video, actually, because the Space Invaders light is cool. Actually, as I'm opening this box, there is something I've missed out, which is actually quite obvious, which is this background. Because as you can see, this background is it's a Space Invaders duvet cover, which is actually my son's, and I've borrowed it just to do this video, and it's amazingly cool. I'm trying to remember when my wife got it. I think she got it from Very, but lots of places sell it. It's quite a well-known product. I'm going to move these out of the way a minute, actually, because it's actually double-sided, and I'm hoping that I might be able to kind of try and show you some of the other side, because it is really cool, but it might be quite hard to get on camera. But on the other side, it basically has like the Space Invaders game as it would appear on the screen. And then you can see that with the bases and the aliens and everything. That's on the other side of it. I'm not sure how well you saw it on the camera because I was trying to lift it up and do that at the same time. But yeah, it is very, very cool duvet cover, double-sided. Obviously came with pillowcases as well. Shame it's not a double duvet because I would have loved it on my bed, though I'm pretty sure my wife would have ruled that out quite quickly. But let's go back to the lamp. Get out of the box. It comes with a cable actually, so you can plug it into like a phone charger, or you can power it off batteries. You have the choice. Official desk lamp wall light, it says on there. Available all over the place. This is not a toy, designed by Numskull. I thought it was a Numskull product. Yeah, they do some good stuff. They're quite near to me in Welwyn Garden City, and I've been to a couple of their product launch events in London, especially when they were doing, they do the quarter arcades, which are very awesome indeed. I went to a big event for them some years ago now. But that's it, the box, put that back. So there we go. So you see the writing sticks out, as does the Invader. So that's very, very cool indeed. It kind of uses the classic arcade artwork look. There's our battery door on the back. So as you can see, 3 AAs, 3 AA batteries, and that's where you plug the power in if you want to at the bottom there. And I say, because it's a wall mount, you can put nails or whatever and hang it on your wall, which is really awesome. If I had a gaming room, that's where it would be, but I don't any longer, unfortunately. Where's the button to turn it on? I can't see where the button is now. Oh, it's on the side. So there we go. I'm not sure how it probably does show up. Probably not quite so well on the camera though. There's a lot of light in the room. So there we go. We can turn it on, and it does glow up very, very brightly. Actually, I have it next to my bed, which is pretty awesome. My wife didn't mind me having it next to the bed actually, so that's always good. And I picked this up in Eastbourne again when I was on a little few days away by the seaside. I picked this up in a shop there, which was very cool to see it in a shop. I may have turned it off and on again. You can see the difference. Yeah, but that's it really. That's a look at some random Space Invaders merch, promotional items that I've got. Only a silly little video, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway. As always, I thank you for watching. I've been the Laird, and I'll see you all again for another one very, very soon. Bye bye.